everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to my spoiler-free review for Star Wars Dooku Jedi Lost, written by Cavan Scott, who is no stranger to Star Wars content, as he has written things such as the Star Wars Adventures comics by IDW, as well as Star Wars Adventures in Wild Space young reader novels. So getting into this is a bit of a different kind of review for me because it's at a different medium that I haven't ever experienced, and nothing's been done quite like this in Star Wars. This is a full audio drama. There is no companion script, there is no companion novel. The only way to experience this Dooku origin story is by experiencing this, by listening to it. So it is really awesome because it is a story that is portrayed by a full cast. Right? You're not just listening to a normal audiobook, which has usually one narrator that's doing all the characters. No, there is literally every character is a different person. You have sound effects that is well known throughout Star Wars, like land speeders and blaster bolts and lightsabers. You're hearing the iconic Star Wars score from everything from the prequels to the original trilogy. And there is just so much range, so much going on that I was just completely enveloped in this because I've never, first off, ever listened to a Star Wars audiobook. I always read everything because it's easier for me for the channel to review content that way and kind of absorb it that way. So just sitting back, putting on the headphones, and just diving in for 6.5 hours into the story behind Dooku. And that is what this is all about, is how does Dooku end up leaving the Jedi Order? Well, that is portrayed through the character of Assaj Ventress, who is proving herself worthy to Dooku, who puts her on a special mission. And through the course of this mission, she undercovers different things about Dooku's past by finding things like holo comms and different data pads, and even by word of mouth. And that's one of the things I really enjoyed about this novel, or I already mess up novel, this audio drama, is that it takes us in different places by different ways of experiencing the history of Dooku. And we do see the entire, basically, life of Dooku, from him being a young Jedi initiate all the way to him, you know, having Assaj as you know, his assassin, basically. So there's a lot of ties to the Clone Wars, right? There's going to be lots of times where I had to go on YouTube and check out different clips and stuff, which I enjoyed because it's really uncovering not only the character of Dooku, but of Assaj Ventress as well, who is a character who is only, you know, represented in the Clone Wars, but we've had the Dark Disciple novel, and now we have this to explore more of her. Everything that had to do with Dooku, to explore this character and make him so much more of a sympathetic character. Like, you actually care for Dooku up until the point where we see him in Attack of the Clones. This makes me want to watch Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, and that's, again, that's like one of the best, I think, compliments I can give to a Star Wars story, is if it makes me want to go back and watch the movies because it ties in that well to the movies. And that's exactly what happens in Jedi Lost right here. Other things I want to make of note is definitely the overall production and how everything just made me want to get sucked into the story. There's constantly things going on, different action sequences that I actually felt like I was watching some of these action sequences, you know, in my mind, because they're represented so well by the dialogue and by what was happening with these iconic sounds, and the music just gets you enveloped into the story. And I can't really say much more than that. The lore is amazing. If you guys are fans of like building stuff in from the Old Republic, you are going to be a fan of this, because I was really surprised about all the little juicy tidbits, if you guys are into this stuff from Legends, that is getting brought in at a rapid pace. Especially the way that this links into Master and Apprentice, which is the novel by Claudia Gray about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, who also appears in this. You're going to get a lot of crossover. So right now, this is like the golden age for storytelling in the prequel trilogies, is because we are building this era up before the Phantom Menace, before Absolute War. So again, like I said in my Master Apprentice novel, I like getting a glimpse of what is happening when the Jedi are not at war. This is the type of stuff that the Jedi are dealing with on a constant basis with the Jedi Council and the Order and the relationship with the Republic. What exactly was that like before they were basically commanders in battle? So seeing all of that, yeah, the only thing I can say that's bad about this, and this isn't a total nitpick, is some characters that were on the cast list didn't seem like they had a whole lot to do. There are characters like, and this matters with the voice cast, I guess, is like, it seemed like there was one character that was, or a couple characters that were used for like maybe 2 minutes or a couple lines, and that was it. So I think they could have just like cut those characters out to make this feel a little bit more interesting, because some of the characters' names were very similar, so I was getting a little bit confused at some points. So I think they could have just trimmed down maybe a couple characters to make it tighter like that. But other than that, for my first audio experience in Star Wars, this is like the bar, and the bar is there, and it's going to be interesting if anything ever surpasses that. So with that being said, I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of 10. Like, this is an awesome medium for Star Wars, and I'm so here ready for it. Like, people, when I this was first announced, right, it was all like, oh, why don't they just make this a novel? Like, it sounds like a great novel. But I can understand, like, there's a room for storytelling like this in Star Wars, for sure. It's a different way to experience, right? We have the video games, we have the comics. Now we have this that we can listen to on the way to work. You can listen to it, you know, pretty much anywhere. So it's a great way to access Star Wars on the go. So yeah, if you guys are vaguely interested in this, pick it up, because I want to see more stories like this, and the only way we're going to see more stories like this is if we go out there and we support the creativity of this, because I'm sure there was a lot of work that got put into this, not just with Cavan Scott, but everybody involved with the voice cast and the production work, because this really felt like I was listening to a Star Wars movie. So this was incredible. Go check it out. What did you guys think of this story? Let's talk about it. Spoiler free, of course, in the comment section down below. Would you like to see more stories like this in Star Wars represented in this way? So that is going to do it for me, Starrapter, on my review for Dooku Jedi Lost. If you guys like this review and haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps support me, and it'll keep you guys up to speed on all the latest stuff coming down the pipeline for Star Wars, which is quite a lot. So that's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.